All right, it is 7 o'clock and we are live.
God help us all.
What we're doing is I wanted to watch Transformers Siege.
But not by himself.
I don't like to watch things by myself. I like to talk about things with people I watch with.
Yeah.
Hannah and I are in the middle of packing. We've got a camping trip we're going on tomorrow. We're leaving early tomorrow morning. I'm already packed. As usual, Hannah is not even started yet. That's pretty typical for travel arrangements.
You packed tonight. You packed like 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, but I'm done.
Whatever. I have to remember all the other stuff that you don't pack.
I packed the essentials. I got all my clothes.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's all you need.
No toiletries?
I'll get those tomorrow after I brush my teeth and stuff.
Oh my Lanta.
So I wanted to watch Siege, and Hannah has never watched... You've never watched Transformers before. This will be your first Transformers series.
Yeah.
So the experiment is to see... you can scoot back if you want, or however you want to be comfortable. We're going to watch, and we're going to see how it goes. Probably talk a bit about it. And yeah, I'm not super excited, but I'm glad there's new Transformers content. There were a different series for the last toy line, the trilogy, that came out that was the Prime Wars trilogy, and that wasn't great. What I've heard from the internet, I've tried to avoid spoilers, but what I've heard is that this will be better. So, okay. So if people are watching with us, yeah. I'm going to start the play button right now.
Let's do it.
I lied. All right.
Now.
Now I'm on the play button.
Now.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Now.
There we go. Okay. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So. Oh. Okay.
What?
Nothing. It's going to have subtitles, which is fine.
You don't like to read?
I mean, it's already in English. Okay, so these robots that you see here, these jets they're Seekers. They're like the flying wing of the Decepticon army.
Is that the Death Star up in the sky?
That's the moon. This is Cybertron. The
Cybertron has its own moon?
Yeah, it's a planet. Cybertron's a planet. Let me see if I can get my mic so I can talk and look. Hey, there's Bumblebee and Wheeljack. So that's pretty cool. The Seekers, Bumblebee, and Wheeljack, Hannah, were the first Transformers ever shown in the original cartoon.
That's Starscream, Ratchet, Windblade.
I don't know. That might be Skywarp. We haven't seen yet. But he's seeking. He's looking for Autobots to blow up. Let me turn the volume up just a bit.
Yeah.
So Bumblebee's a scout. Wheeljack's more of a scientist-y type, and I'm assuming they're sticking to those archetypes in here. Hey NoobTube, how's it going?
Hey NoobTube. So, I don't like their mouths.
Interesting that you say that. I think that's something other people have said.
It's weird. Well, he doesn't have one, and that's fine.
Oh, I like that. Okay, NoobTube, you're asking what time code we're at? When I say now, we're going to be at 2:30. 2:29? Now. If you need to sync up. What's funny to me, Hannah, and you don't know this because you're not part of the toy line. You're not a big Transformers fan.
No.
This is Transformers War for Cybertron Siege.
Yeah.
Neither of these toys were available in the Siege toy line. Both these characters are coming out in the sequel toy line, Earthrise. They're here because it's an homage to G1, but like they didn't really get toys in the toy line. Oh, so
So
Bumblebee's not an Autobot,
here's
right?
the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think... Hold on. I gotta look one more time.
Hey! There's more Seekers. That big boy.
Yeah.
We didn't really see his front. That's Jetfire. I've got that toy. It's really sweet. Commander class, baby. Okay, what was your question?
I'm wondering if the reason the mouth throws me off and other people off is if it's like watching an old Japanese movie where the mouths don't always sync up correctly with the English translation.
Let me see if I can catch it.
Or they're not matching truly to the English, the movement of words for the English language.
Well, this show
maybe it's just me.
Was made in it was made in the States for an English audience. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe that was the issue, is it was made in the
Starscream.
States.
That's Starscream's arm. Oh, interesting. So this is another one of those homages to the original cartoon Hannah, where Starscream and Jetfire were old friends before the war. And Jetfire was a Decepticon that became a Autobot eventually. But I think originally Jetfire was more of a sciencey guy. He wasn't like commanding the Seekers.
Interesting. They're all turning on each other.
Starscream's like, that's his shtick. If you like characterize Starscream without describing him physically, you would say that he is a traitor.
Okay.
There's the big boy. You know who that is, right?
Oh.
Yeah, spoilers.
I didn't think that was who that was.
Oh, really?
I thought it was your Bruticus guy.
What I will say is everyone talks like a tough guy, and I know this is supposed to be like... I don't know if anyone else agrees with me, but they describe the series as dark.
Yeah.
And I like a dark story, but visually it's a little too dark. Like,
yeah,
it's just a little hard to make stuff out.
Yeah.
And maybe this is a nighttime scene and it'll brighten up later. But there have been... So there's like the comics, which I really like. Rise of the Decepticons. I think this is the latest issue right now. Like they're having a dark wartime story, but it's still like colorful inside. Whereas here, again, yeah nighttime.
So will the whole series take place on this group, Cybertron?
I'm assuming so, yeah. It's only 6 episodes. And Siege is about like the end of the war on Cybertron. Do you feel like they talk a little slow?
Yeah. Megatron looks like the Legends of the Hidden Temple dude.
His head.
Yeah.
So, a coward then, afraid to choose a side. At least this one wears his allegiance and his fate with pride. Execute them, starting with the proud Autobot.
With pleasure, Lord Megatron. Seekers at the ready. Aim.
And you know who that is.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know some stuff.
Noble leader has arrived. You're in no position to demand anything except my treaty. And condemn all of Cybertron to slavery. I will not do
Is the voice actor different for Optimus?
Yes, this was actually a big source of controversy for the series, I'm pretty sure. Frank Welker, the both voice actors for Optimus and Megatron are union actors, and this was a non-union production,
Oh,
so
yeah.
they got booted, which,
They,
like,
I mean, it's legal. You can't hire a union person for a non-union thing.
yeah. Which I am of the opinion that I want new blood, I want new people to, like, voice characters. I
Yeah.
don't want to rely on the same, like, Peter Cullen and Frank Welker all the time.
Yeah. Well, eventually you wouldn't be able to, right?
Right,
Like
they're old.
they're
in
gonna
their 80s.
pass.
But I don't want it to be because they're punishing unionizing.
Right.
So in terms of animation, I'll say this: it is way better. It's not even comparable to the Machinima series. This is way better than Prime Wars. And like same with facial expressions.
enjoying this pride. Hitting our feet. Alpha Trion put us all on the path to freedom. And for that, you betrayed him, Megatron.
Who is Alpha Trion?
He is one of the 13 primes that
Okay.
are like demigods and kind of advisors and leaders in the Transformers world.
Able to make the decisions Cybertron
He's Optimus's mentor.
So were there always Autobots and Decepticons?
No, that's actually what the I'll hold it up again. What the IDW comic series is about. Like, they're not going to be the same continuity, I think, but the comics start before the war happens. And in this, it's not the Decepticons, it's the Ascenticons. And
Okay.
they start out as a political group protesting these restrictions that are placed on Cybertronians by the government.
Okay.
But this is taking place after the war. This is like towards the end. Oh shit! Did Starscream just get his head blown off? Oh, that's Alita 1. She's awesome.
That's not Windblade?
No, you'll see. I'm sure Windblade's in here, but you'll see her later. Windblade turns into a jet. Who got that? Can't have been Starscream. He didn't lose his head. Who? That must have been just some mook.
See, I don't mind the subtitles because it keeps me up to speed with who's who.
Are the voices a little hard to make out sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and same with the design too when they move so fast.
Yeah. If you're not familiar with the characters, I can see that. And again, it's so dark that if this was a daytime scene, that would probably be a little more visually distinct because everyone has distinct colors.
Yeah, but it's not as dramatic.
That's true.
Yeah.
Before those Decepticons
one day, Optimus Prime, you are going to... Forget it. Where's the Energon? And what exactly
So-
are you?
What am I? Who?
It's weird to me that Bumblebee is not an Autobot in this. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a different continuity.
Yeah.
But traditionally, he was an Autobot, like, he's been with the team for a while by the time they leave Cybertron.
If the job's done, where's the Energon? Energon scavenger.
I was paid to find it. I found it.
We will discuss this at headquarters.
I don't want to go with you.
You're welcome to go back out there and see how hostile
I like Alita 1.
Decepticons
I don't know who that voice actress is, but she's supposed to be kind of like Optimus's right-hand lady.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I mean, the romance was not part of the original cartoon, but they were implied to, like, be together. And then in the last IDW comic series, she is this awesome spaceship commander.
This is like me on that picture.
Yeah. Once the Energon runs out, party's over.
Hey, whoever's in chat, feel free to say hi.
Yeah.
We ask no spoilers, but other than that, whatever you want to say.
You should all report to medical.
I must speak with Ultra
Optimus, if anyone should get checked out by a medic, it's you.
Thank you for your concern, Alita.
Yeah? Well, we can't have our commander get his brain muscle caved in.
Hey, Optimus, I found him. We will speak later, Jack.
I don't love Optimus in this so far.
Hmm.
I guess they're trying to represent him as, like, kind of beaten down, emotionally
Yeah.
drained.
We find more Energon. Hidden
Oh.
tactics are all we can afford. Cybertron is in ruins. There may not be more Energon. I fear the war is lost. Don't you believe that as long as we have sparks inside of us, there is still a chance? Optimus, at this moment we must focus on surviving as a race, not winning a war. There's a reason the Matrix chose you. There's no one I respect more than you. But as your military commander, as your friend, accept the treaty.
Yeah, the mouths really aren't doing it for me. And Optimus looks like a samurai. Is he supposed to?
Not like super samurai, but like you just mean with a faceplate and like the
Yeah,
horns.
yeah.
I could see that. I mean, he was originally a Japanese toy robot, so I could see that.
Can you check these two out, Doc?
We all know we'll
Hey, okay, red alerts on the right, side swipes on the left.
Got something for you, Doc. Sorry.
So I understand that Alita's supposed to be a female robot or female transformer.
Yeah.
I think the animators went too overboard when they animate her walking. It's too sexual. Like it.
looks like you've seen a fair
I don't want to sound prudish.
No,
It's
I
just
can see
like
what you
over
mean.
the top.
Instead of having like
Just having her walk like any of the other
Yeah, yeah.
Transformers.
just being like a soldier that is a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of discussion in the fandom about female identity in Transformers. There was
Is this all that's left of the audience?
oh,
It may
jeez.
feel bad, but I assure you, it's as bad as it looks. I was a doctor before the war, and now, lucky me, they gave me a blaster, and now
all cylinders now.
That's Chromia.
Bumblebee. Is it?
No,
No.
no, I'm not signing up for your fight.
I was not asking you to.
You were about to.
Am I that obvious?
Kind of.
Look, I appreciate the save back there.
Yeah, so, sorry, what I was saying was, yeah, like, now that this is a more well-lit scene, like, I
Yeah.
think the designs look way better.
It's not.
Um,
You're fighting to win.
There have been a lot of arguments. Every time they include a new female character in the franchise, certain parts of the fandom get upset.
Why?
Just
The Autobots fight for the day.
That's what I guess it's illogical for me to try to understand that, right? Like, it's not offending them or hurting them in any way, shape, or form.
I agree
It's
with
helping to make it equal. It's helping to bring
you. Bring ladies
into the
fandom.
fandom.
Yeah, I agree. Or even if it wasn't doing that, like, it's just more characters to
Right,
enjoy.
right.
I agree
And
with
it's
you.
expanding and ugh.
So earlier you mentioned Windblade as a character.
Yeah.
When she was announced, people threw a fit. It was annoying. It was frustrating.
And that's really dumb because if they didn't say anything about Windblade being a girl, it wouldn't matter. It could be the same design, it could be the same name.
Well, and that's that's the
It's
funny
just
thing
the
is
fact that
people-
it's like-
she's a fan created character. So they did a poll, and that's the design that like people picked options, and that's what they ended up picking. Oh,
Pains me to see this, but I realize now that there can be no peace with the Autobots. I empower you, Decepticons, and all of Cybertron.
I will say this: I wish I could watch this at like 1.2 times speed, like
Yeah.
just a little faster.
Yeah.
Make it a 25-minute episode. All the same stuff, just 25 minutes instead of 30. Because everyone talks a little slow.
Yeah. So who is that?
Starscream.
That's Starscream.
And then Jetfire is the one talking to him.
Are Starscream and Optimus supposed to have a similar color scheme?
Yeah, traditionally they're both... I mean, Optimus is mostly red and blue, and Starscream is red, white, and blue.
Okay.
You keep saying that time and time again. If I led the Seekers, I would have already brought you prize head.
See, I don't have the same complaint you do about the mouths. I think the mouths are mostly fine. Metatron's got some luscious lips, though. I like that.
And his arrogance I actually like. But neither of you will find pride. Not Megatron. Not until you really start to hurt him. We must forge weapons from his weaknesses. Honor. Brotherhood. That's how we'll defeat Prime and win this war.
Huh. Okay, first episode. Done. It's starting next episode now. If anyone's keeping track, episode 2.
We don't know who that person... Oh, we're about to find out.
Search every sector till we have Optimus Prime and his
More Seekers.
supporters.
I like the colors. I've always liked that about the Seekers.
To hide.
Because you take...
What?
Ugh. I feel like the cape is kind of pointless, but
It's style
not my
points.
choice.
I think he's trying to hide who he is.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know that's Ultra Magnus.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. The shoulder stacks kind of give him away.
Who is he supposed to be?
Ultra Magnus is like another soldier. He made his debut, I think, in the 1986 movie.
Mm-hmm.
He's a... It's a lot to go into to explain his character, but he's essentially another Optimus Prime robot, but instead of being a leader, he'd rather be a soldier.
Okay.
That's Barricade, my little boy. Oh, don't do that to Barricade.
Why would you be so foolhardy as to come here? I prefer to think of it as hopeful.
And Ultra Magnus is a Decepticon too?
No, he's an Autobot.
He's an Autobot.
Military commander of the Autobots, I, Ultra Magnus, in good faith, hereby surrender to you.
Ooh. We're gonna skip this intro. Alright.
I'm gonna go pack.
Oh, are you done?
Yeah.
So what did you think? Parting thoughts.
It's fine. Like, I can see why you enjoy it so much. They're doing a good job.
You saved my life.
And you, mine. Then together we won that battle.
It's just so... Oh, cut the air out, guys. Cut the air out.
Important thing is,
It is, yeah. That's I think my biggest complaint. All right, Hannah's gonna go. I'm staying to watch the rest of the series while she packs. You wanna close that door? Gonna switch mics.
But if the three of us could sit and speak like the old days, you have the power to end this. That is why I came here myself, in the hopes that we can
Okay. Just me now. I'm gonna finish the rest of the series.
I won't order you to do what you feel is not right, but you are just as responsible as Pride for their death.
Here.
No one will be left to win.
So I'll admit, I think I like the character dynamics here between what they're setting up Ultra Magnus to be, which is a little different. It's almost more RID 2001 Ultra Magnus than traditional Ultra Magnus, which I dig that.
My fellow Autobots, I have called this meeting to inform you of an unfortunate development. We have reports that Ultra Magnus has surrendered.
Hey, there's Cog. Okay, we've seen most of the toys by now, I think.
Why in the name of Magnus would he surrender? Ultra Magnus and I have different views of the war. He believes that it is time to stop fighting.
That's total scrap. Now what's your view, Optimus?
I will never stop fighting for our freedom.
We need to go. We need to get out of here, like, now.
Ultra Magnus knows our location, our defenses, everything. They can be here any nanocycle. I do not believe Ultra Magnus would betray us.
What? That's very logical. He deactivated himself before we let that happen.
I can only assume that Ultra Magnus was trying to appeal to Megatron.
So now what?
Elita 1
There we go.
of military operations immediately. Is that acceptable, Elita?
Of course.
We will not allow Megatron to enslave Cybertron. We will win this
Okay, what do we think so far? It's way better than Machinima.
Lord Megatron,
Yes, Shockwave.
I have teams searching the depths of Cybertron for ancient relics and weapons.
Get to the point.
Is that Shockwave's voice?
And a source of unimaginable power.
I don't know if I love Shockwave's voice.
Some think it's only a myth.
The work of Alpha proves that it is real.
Are you certain of this, Shockwave?
My research of the ancient code suggests that the Allspark can help us end the war permanently.
I'm listening.
If we can acquire the Allspark, I can manipulate it to create a reformation wave that will de-res every single Autobot. From there, I can easily reformat them as loyal Decepticons.
Ooh, okay. Doing some of that Beast Wars remapping stuff, which I dig.
Magnus to Optimus. Megatron is looking for the Allspark. They plan to reformat the Autobots. Total annihilation. I repeat, total.
Possessing that kind of power is appealing. But I'm not inclined to search the entire planet for the Allspark when our forces should be winning the war.
This is how you win the war.
Reformat the Autobots.
A clean and decisive victory.
It would be a victory without honor.
I hate Shockwave's voice. I think he sounds like a vizier almost.
I must consider.
Med transports 5 and 6 were destroyed. Also, we should. It's from Ultra Magnus, sir.
Ultra Magnus.
I kind of dig the plot line.
It hasn't been seen in 10,000 stellar cycles. Why would he do that?
With the Allspark, Megatron would gain control over all of Cybertron. I cannot let that happen.
How do we stop them?
We must fight it first. Gather everyone.
Wait, just 1 astrosecond. The Allspark? You're telling us Megatron is hunting for a myth?
Yes. Well, I say let him waste time and energy on looking for it.
Permission to speak freely?
Yes, Sideswipe. Always.
Did you crack your crankcase? You want us to hunt down an ancient artifact based on information sent from Magnus, who is currently under Decepticon control. At best, it could be a distraction. At worst, it's a trap.
Although I question Ultra Magnus's choices, I do not question my faith in him. We must not allow Megatron to find the Allspark. With it, he will destroy everything we are.
It might cost us some energy, but I can rig the Ox long-range scanners to try and look for it.
Here, Jack.
So episode 2's plot, I'm enjoying this setup. I'm assuming it doesn't get resolved in this particular episode. But like I kind of like this setup for the arc of we're gonna go hunt for the Allspark, which I gotta go back and remember. Was the Allspark a plot point in the original show, or is that something from the movies? Okay. So now we're set up for both teams hunting around. Hopefully we get like different little fights between different pairs of characters. I think that's in 6 episodes, I think it's going to be really hard to set up rivalries outside of like just the rivalries that people know about already. Optimus versus Megatron. I don't know. I don't know what else they're going to set up here.
I don't mean to question your command.
Oh, question away.
For a long-lost relic, it feels like a fool's errand.
I really like this Elita 1 design. I'm really disappointed that Elita 1 is a remold of RC from Earthrise. Because this design doesn't look like she is.
Optimus, I'm not sure what we're even fighting for anymore.
So okay, so they're doing this thing that I hate in Transformers media, which is that people question Optimus Prime and then he says trust me and then they do. My favorite interactions were from like Transformers Beast Wars when Optimus Prime was in fact, or Primal, he was like questioned and his leadership challenged and he had to prove it and he had to justify it and he had to discuss with his team. I hope we get more of that in this storyline. Oh, I love that. Use Soundwave. Yeah. Set him up for a trap, baby. Impactor. I see Impactor's head.
Megatron. We can still find a peaceful way to end the war.
You lost any chance of working with me when you sent that transmission to Prime. You've actually done me a favor by allowing us to hack your previously clandestine comm frequency.
What have you done?
They talk so slow. I don't think there is an option on Netflix, but if I could watch it at 125% speed. I think that's they talk a little slow and then everyone's delivery is kind of the same. Those are my two complaints. I'm curious about this trap they've set up though. Yeah, get him, Megatron. What we got? Snipers on the roofs? Yeah. Barricade. Ooh, I like... Was that Ravage? Okay. I like that we're getting like the roll call, the name call of the cons. That's sweet. I wish it was just a little more zoomed in, or like maybe there was a camera zoom so you see, or zoom out so you see the face, you get to see the body, and then you see the context of what position they're in. That kind of camera work in the CGI show, I think, would make things a little more visually interesting. And again, we've got this nighttime scene. I wish, so like that's my thing is, like again, in the comic books you have cool fight scenes. You have fun Transformers War for Cybertron shenanigans, but like it's visually more interesting because it's just a little more brighter, a little more colorful of a palette. Doing the muted Siege colors and then doing the battle damage on top of that from Siege and then setting it in nighttime is just a little too much for me. But I guess if this is an ambush scene, I can understand like the logic behind a nighttime ambush. Cog, my boy. I've got Cog right here. There's my boy. Oh, damn. So, I guess it is a kind of an interesting decision they've made in this timeline. Ooh, Cog's down. Oh, hey, we got Cog repaints. I'd buy those. I'd buy some yellow Cogs. If they do, like, Netflix yellow Cog, I'd be down for that. Okay, so Mirage is a Decepticon. Jetfire is a Decepticon. Bumblebee has not joined the Autobots yet. And Impactor is still a Decepticon. So to me, that says like early war on Cybertron. But I feel like a lot of the tagline of Siege has been that this is towards the end of the war on Cybertron. So I'm curious about where they see things lining up in their continuity. Hey, Refractor. Oh no, Mirage is an Autobot. Mirage is an Autobot. Okay. I just assumed, I guess, from the Netflix show. Or the Netflix toys. Red Cog. Oh, yes! Okay. Using the Cog mold as a weaponizer is awesome. That I dig. That is something. Okay, so we've seen weaponizers. We have not seen Battle Masters or Micromasters yet, which have also been part of the Siege toy line. Oh, Cog is fucked up. I did not realize how bad the shot he took was. Fucking his chest is missing. He's not going to be okay.
We suffered casualties.
No wall spark. It was a trap.
We walked right into it.
So I guess this is interesting that, I mean, Alita One's right. They did walk into a trap. But Optimus is right that Ultra Magnus did not betray them. But, like, as a commander, Optimus Prime should be thinking about things like Ultra Magnus is in the hands of the cons. Could they fuck with, our signals?
No, Optimus, you heard him. We don't have the resources.
I'm kind of on Alita One's side for this. Ravage's model looks way better. Oh, they're losing arms everywhere, aren't they? Ravage's model looks better in the Siege show than his toy implied that it would.
Where the scrap is it? Megatron's not gonna like this. You're telling me that in addition to killing one of my finest soldiers, the Autobots got away with my...
That is, I like the mural that Megatron has in the background of his office. So if you're just joining us, I am at 20 minutes and 13 seconds into episode 2. I probably should have put like a visual timer up or something. Okay. Bumblebee got his stash. Which I like that they kind of foreshadowed in episode 1. Megatron is Ultra Magnus's brother in this continuity? Or that's just brothers from the war, like brothers in arms. I think that one makes more sense.
Shockwave, begin your preparations. You may implement your plan to reformat the Autobots.
I don't like Shockwave's like sneer.
Honor will not win this war. Eliminating the Autobots from existence will.
Setting us up for episode 3. All right, moving on to episode 3. Ooh, I like the little drones.
By Optimus Prime, callously murdered one of our finest soldiers.
Hey, Ratchet. Okay, see? Daytime. I mean, it's still kind of dark and dingy and post-apocalyptic-y, but the color schemes just work better. Okay, I'm assuming Ratchet saves Impactor and then gets him to join the Autobots. Oh.
If you're here to kill me, you're too late.
All right, we are going to skip that intro. 3, 2, 1, now.
Looking for next steps, everyone. Do we prep for more of the fight? Get everyone ready to run. There will soon be nowhere else to run.
Yeah, that's...
Megatron flies the Allspark.
all the guys in the show have the same line delivery.
We'll be safe on Cybertron. Optimus?
What if the Allspark was no longer on Cybertron?
What do you mean?
We find the Allspark, and we will take it off Cybertron.
Ah, here's the plan. Okay.
Without the Allspark,
If you believe the old religions, remove the Allspark, and Cybertron dies.
we will not let that happen.
Megatron wants to reformat the Autobots. I find his plan disgusting.
You're treading dangerous ground.
If you ask me,
What is Barricade's accent? Is that like, is he supposed to be an Aussie? Thundercracker, Skywarp, Hotlink, and someone else, I think.
it's a mistake and evidence of Megatron's weakness of heart. I'm willing to wait.
I wonder if we get Redwing. I would love to see Redwing in the toy line. I also, okay. Jetfire right now is doing a great Decepticon voice. It just doesn't feel like Jetfire to me, but he does sound like an ass-kicking commander of the Seekers.
Yes, of course, Lord Megatron. Should be on patrol. Of course. To the sky.
I dig it.
Starscream has his uses, but never forget he's just a weapon.
If you ask me, he's more like a tool.
And tools are easily
So that discussion between Megatron and Jetfire, I'll admit, it didn't do much for me. I like that the writer is trying to have like a mentor-mentee moment, because like I think we need more of that, more character interactions. But like, Starscream's just a weapon. No, he's more like a tool. Like, what the fuck are you saying?
In
shoot us out of the sky. Unless we don't give them the chance.
I like the brain trust here. Optimus, Alita 1, Wheeljack. Maybe Prowl. Like,
Tell you, when I was out in that scavenger bumblebee, we discovered the remains of a space bridge. I think it can be repaired.
oh.
Space bridge.
Yeah, coming up with your end game plan. I dig it.
Kind of tech is beyond me, but
Okay, so
great at putting things back together.
I like this, like putting the team together. Like, okay, we've got Optimus, we've got Wheeljack, we've got Alita 1, we've got Prowl. They're gonna look for Ratchet, which brings Impactor into the episode, I assume.
Worse, it's desperation.
No luck finding the Autobots as of yet, sir.
I really don't love Shockwave's voice every time he talks.
Simple request, easily within your abilities.
You impose too many safeguards on my
Lecture me.
Tron.
You are now free to use whatever methods you see fit, but find the location of the Autobots.
Yeah, every time.
Hail Decepticons. Hail Decepticons.
Okay, so Mirage we saw last time.
This is our sector. I've been tracking a lead on a possible Autobot encampment.
Is this Mirage running his own trap?
Always looking to add to our kill count.
Ew. Yeah, okay, Mirage in disguise. A bunch of sideswipe repaints.
What was that?
Okay, I dig the disguise thing.
An Autobot far!
That's pretty cool. Okay. I like when you get to use like their character powers. Refractor gonna form up. Oh yes, okay. Yeah, Mirage using his hologram stuff is my shit. Like that I dig. I'm super happy whenever that gets to happen. I want more of that. Give me like, I guess Trailbreaker won't be in here because he's an Earthrise figure. Oh, fuck. Okay, Spinister's down. We got 3 Reflectors versus 3 Mirages. Which is fun because Mirage is one of the characters that I'm actually doing a retro stratagem for the Transformers TCG. So we'll see kind of how he uses his powers in that game too. Wheeljack. I want Wheeljack to make crazy weapons.
We need to move now. We should go.
So yeah, I mean, right, if the planets run out of Energon, the Autobots are on the run, this is like the end of the war.
Remember Cybertron.
Very much, I guess, that original vision of Siege, which was this was what was happening right before episode 1 of the G1 cartoon.
I imagine. I told you never bring anyone here. I asked Wheeljack to bring us here. It is my hope to end this war. I'm sure it is.
You all talk the same. You all talk the same.
I need help fixing something big. Really big.
I don't do that anymore.
You are an engineer. Your inventions, your manufacturing, your weapons are the stuff of legend.
We even knew of you on Caminus.
Yeah, well, I don't do that anymore. If someone is in need of healing, fixing, or
I like the use of all the repaints. It's so many side swipes. So many side swipes and prowls. I like his little hospital.
Weapons of war turned into.
I'm way past irony. I realize
But that's again, this is my biggest issue, is that everyone's delivering their lines the same way. Ratchet sounds essentially the same as Prowl, and they shouldn't. We are... Let's see what time we are at. We are at the 10:30 mark on episode 3.
We don't have time.
Oh. Does Impactor get reprogrammed into an Autobot, or can you switch your eyes?
I treat anyone in need of care.
I like that. Ratchet helps everyone no matter what.
What you did to us for a millennia.
I understand that they couldn't show the build up to the war. I do wish that instead of talking like this about it, they flashbacked so we could see pre-war Cybertron. A little contrast, right? Like a little juxtaposition helps make the story beats more impactful. That would have been nice.
The core until death or deactivation. So you could just race through.
I like that Impactor was a minor.
You weren't down there in the muck like Megatron.
Okay, so it's the traditional like Megatron Impactor story from Megatron Origins, which I dig. I dig that.
You and your team are upsetting my patience.
Yeah, man, get the fuck. Oh, okay. That maroon Prowl repaint, that looks awesome, and I hope there's a Netflix toy of that. Like, I want more Netflix recolors instead of Netflix color schemes that are the exact same toys that we've gotten before.
Ratchet, can you just listen to what he has to say before we leave?
Where the location of Autobot Command?
Help me end this war before it destroys us. You started this war.
I kind of wished that this interrogation was an opportunity to see Ultra Magnus without the armor. Alucard, Shockwave doesn't sound... No, I agree with you. Shockwave doesn't sound like the traditional Shockwave, which I'm attached to that sort of Shockwave voice. This one is eh. Oh! Is my wish granted? Oh. I thought it was going to be like a close-up shot and then like his armor would start unbuckling and he'd get out that way. Oh. Okay.
No. Turn around and face me, Megatron. Pull the trigger. You have too much honor to shoot someone in the back.
Oh. Eh. Ultra Magnus, just do it. You're not a honorable warrior, you're a soldier. Oh. Ultra Magnus gets put down by Jetfire. Big bot gets crushed by bigger bot. Yeah, you should have. Oh, he goes back to jail. I'm hoping that Ultra Magnus gets out of his armor to sneak out at some point. That would be awesome. Astro seconds.
Space bridge. The answer is
Okay, so
spreading the war to
we're what, 2/3 of the way through episode 3? We're 1450 into episode 3. So far, I wish the pacing was just a little faster. If we only got 6 episodes, let's talk a little faster and get through stuff. I wish the colors were a little less muted. I get it. It's post-apocalypse Cybertron, but I wish things were just a little more daylight. And then everyone's delivering their lines the same way, which is a little frustrating. I'm probably repeating myself. Those are my only 3 complaints. So far, this isn't that bad. Hey, Jock Cop. Yeah, Jock Cop, you are absolutely right. That characters that haven't really been in the show since G1, it's nice to see them get a little more limelight. Jetfire being the big chief one among them. I also love that Impactor is in a cartoon now. I'm pretty sure this is the first time Impactor's ever been in a cartoon, which is awesome. Barricade, I like the G1 style Barricade. Okay.
Listen here, you deceptive. Quiet. Megatron has crossed a line that threatens everyone in this camp. I don't like it, but helping Prime may be the only way to save them. You helped me. Now I'm gonna help you. I'm coming along to make sure you get back in one piece.
Everyone's doing their best, like, 80s action hero growl. And not everyone needs to deliver their lines that way. Like Mirage, I liked earlier, right? Impactor was talking to Mirage about how Impactor was working in the mines and Mirage is a fancy boy, which goes back to Mirage's original characterization that he's kind of above the war because he's a more civilized person. Mirage should talk like that. He shouldn't be doing the growly thing. And I know this is like the end of the war on Cybertron, so Ratchet is younger than he was in later on. But Old Man Ratchet from Prime and the IDW comics has overwritten G1 Ratchet for me. So I kind of want that old man voice in Ratchet. Okay, so I probably missed this in the earlier episodes. Ultra Magnus switched sides also, so he was a Decepticon. Oh, hey, okay, we're doing the thing. No, we're not doing the thing. I thought when his armor started popping, like we were gonna go down to base spot Ultra Magnus. Noob Tube, yeah, it looks like no armor mode.
Okay. This is as far as we go. It is. We don't go any
Alita 1 looks really good. I guess it's part of the cheat because she is not based on her actual Netflix toy mold. I really want to see what her alt mode might look like. Oh, okay. I hope Skywarp gets to do his teleporting. We got to see Mirage and his powers. Skywarp, I want you to teleport in this show. Or push someone down some stairs. Either way, I'm happy.
Yes, we should make certain
Are Autobots a race?
We should give them the option to surrender.
No, we kill all of them while they cower in their hole. I'll report to Megatron myself.
I can't let you murder.
Okay, so this like back and forth between Skywarp and Jetfire now. I guess it's just to show that the Decepticons are douchebags, which I get. But I don't know why it has to be one or the other. Like, you bring in your army, you surround them, you get them where they're standing, and then you ask for the surrender.
My fellow Cybertron, we have uncovered evidence the Autobots have.
I like Megatron's stump speeches. That's a cool part of inclusion. It feels like there's a good amount of his characterization from IDW that bleeds over here, where like the charisma, the political leadership, I like that that's included. And we've got like the three. Oh damn. Okay, I guess it's the halfway point of the series where we're seeing the darkest hour of the Autobots. Decepticons are moving forward with their reformatting plan. If they can get the Allspark, which is what they're going to be fighting for. I guess what I'm interested in is I've pre-ordered the Netflix Leader, and that's the end of episode 3. So we're in credits now, and we're starting next episode. 3, 2, 1. Now episode 4. If you're keeping up. All right. So the spoiler leaders, we know one is Ultra Magnus with Brung. The other one is a Decepticon one, which I've pre-ordered, but we haven't seen. So I'm curious as to see what details about that will be revealed. Did they just say... Oh, Tarnhauser. That's pretty funny. That's cute. The Tarnhauser gate. I like that. Acid Storm and Hotlink maybe leading him down. Okay, so now we're getting a little history. I like that. There was a revolution against the existing government. Alphatron led the way. Optimus and Megatron were kind of his disciples, and Megatron eventually split. I dig that part. Oh. I guess, and Ultra Magnus, the trio. Interesting. So I'm assuming Alphatron is dead at this point if he's got a memorial. Now I'm confused because I guess Starscream did not tell Megatron that Jetfire is going to be on the Autobot side. Also, and this might just be me, doesn't Ultra Magnus seem a little short? Like, I feel like he should be a little taller. All right. We are going to click through the intro. Skipping intro in 3, 2, 1. Now. We're at 2:35. I have those toys. Ultra Magnus, I mean, I know like there was the big thing about him being small for a leader class figure, but he's still taller than Voyagers. Is that the spoiler? Okay, so what was the spoiler in the Autobots? Does anyone know why Ultra Magnus was a spoiler figure? He didn't come dead, like he didn't have like a big gaping wound in his chest, right? It wasn't a remold. No, he is dead. I kept expecting. I was like, show me the armor gimmick. Show me the armor gimmick. That's not happening. Ultra Magnus is joining the Allspark, I assume. Interesting that that doesn't happen every time someone dies. Ooh, Impactor repaints. Bumblebee, you gonna transform for me? Weird. The Ark.
Not now.
Optimus, what's happened?
The Alphatron have activated.
Oh, that's something new.
This can only mean one thing. Ultra Magnus is dead. I want to know exactly what that was. Find out what it is.
Hey, Laserbeak. I don't love Soundwave's voice either.
Jetfire, take this wreckage to Shockwave. Tell him I want answers. Yes, Lord Megatron.
You may want to belay that order. Lord Megatron.
Starscream, you are supposed to be on patrol.
And you're supposed to be a Decepticon.
Okay.
I don't kill you where you stand, Starscream.
Jetfire has betrayed you, Lord Megatron. Just cycles ago, Jetfire murdered Skywalker.
Is this true, Jetfire?
Wait, what? Did I totally miss that? Did Jetfire kill Sky? I thought Skywalker flew away and told Starscream. Someone else must have done it? Someone else must have done it. I totally missed that. I thought Jetfire and Skywalker fought, Skywalker got away and told Starscream that Jetfire was a traitor.
You disappoint me, Jetfire.
There hasn't been as much transforming as I'd like on screen. Like Jetfire transforming in the smoke cloud just reminded me that I wish I got to see more transforming on screen. Is that Red Wing? Or that's just some generic mook, probably. Hey, there's some transforming. Fuck him up! That shot, I cannot believe that shot was not in the American trailer and we saw it first in the Japanese trailer. Like, what a cool thing to show people. Ooh. He's hit. Jesus, is that just a torso? I mean, their eyes are still glowing, but so many just like... Just someone's pulling apart their toys out here.
Today we'll test your metal, kid. Keep at it. Optics.
What happened?
It's interesting to me with Ultra Magnus dead. Like, clearly this is no longer a G1 continuity. This is its own thing, which I think we all knew that. I know originally it was advertised as like, here's the robot forms and alt modes from before episode 1. It's again a shame that we didn't get Bumblebee and Wheeljack in the Siege line as Siege toys. I still don't understand how that one happened. But being its own continuity, it's interesting to me the things that they are keeping the same and the things they are changing. Just a quick timer check. We are 9 minutes and 30 seconds into episode 4.
Spaceburg's team, you know what we have to do.
Optimus, I'm not saying I know the answers, but you haven't really considered what could happen when we take it off the planet.
You doubt me.
You're in command, and I respect it. And carry forward with the plans. Please, before you take the Allspark off Cybertron, consider my concerns.
I do like Alita 1's characterization a lot.
I will work with a team to retrieve the Allspark.
Affirmative.
I must first attempt to contact the Guardians. The loss of Ultra Magnus affects even them.
You think they'd become involved?
The Guardians respected Alpha Trion.
The Guardians? Not so familiar.
They extend that respect to us.
I wonder if we get a Titan in this series.
Thank you.
Where are they?
I guess maybe it's not so much that everything's shot at night. It's like Cybertron is covered in these clouds. Same thing though.
It's not much time. We'll be discovered, executed before Ratchet can work his magic. No wonder the Autobots never get anything done. Wait just 1 microsecond. Back it up, Sideswipe. He's right. What? We don't have a choice.
You know what I wish Sideswipe had that he carried over from the movies and the aligned continuity? When Sideswipe has his like arm blades. That's one of my favorite Sideswipe thingies.
It is Optimus Prime. I come with
Oh, no problem. I figure, right, if we're trying to watch it together, it helps to keep everything in sync with everyone.
Megatron. With his death, it was my hope that the Alpha Trion protocols would have transmitted to one of
Oh! Dope. Okay. Yeah, let's go. Obviously, it would be Omega Supreme.
you will become involved. The Alpha Trion protocols have not traveled here. seeks the Allspark and will use it to reformat all non-Decepticon life on this planet. As you know, we will not become involved in a skirmish between two factions. Do you understand what is at stake?
I guess I'm assuming we don't see more Omega Supreme later on because they don't want to like animate and render.
What is the point of the Guardians if you do not guard the planet?
That's a very good point by Optimus Prime. What's the point of the Guardians if they're just hanging out in this like fog cloud? Oh. Okay.
He always this annoying?
Usually, it's worse. I heard that.
That patrol will be back soon.
How are the repairs going, Impactor?
Do your job. I'll do mine.
Keeping an Opticon was part of my job. Prime wants a working space creature, so we'll get one. Got it?
Focus. Impactor, hand me that.
Oh.
They're here. They're early. Set us up.
Everyone calm down. Maybe they don't see us.
That was dumb. I don't know, like, if they got their spotlight on you, of course they see you. Oh, Impactor taking a shot? Welcoming committee? Oh! How do you shoot two planes with one gun?
Make sure that seeker stays down. I'll check on the other one. Copy that.
How many times I gotta patch you up? Just a scratch, Doc.
I like that Ratchet's healing gun is essentially a welder, like, just TIG welding robots back together.
You're sure he was killed?
Yes, Lord Megatron. We blew that traitor out of the sky. Expectations.
Perhaps I should have promoted you before, Starscream. Despite your unchecked ambition, you've proven your worth to the Decepticons.
So I guess with Skywarp Dead, Acid Storm gets to bump up to the main Seekers.
You are divine, granted command of the Seekers.
Thank you, Lord Megatron. Welcome to a new era of Decepticon aerials.
I like Starscream's voice actor. I think that delivery is one of the better ones in the series.
Strike down and Autobot in sight.
That Soundwave's VA's like modulator is just way too harsh. Whoa. Okay, Wheeljack and Alita 1. Doesn't Wheeljack seem like a little boy? Like, he is a short... Oh, he's sitting down. Never mind. Never mind.
Will the Guardians help?
They heard my words, but they did not help.
We'll find another way.
I cannot help but ask myself, is this a hopeless crusade? Have my actions led to the extinction of our people?
Optimus, you didn't start this war.
But I did when I made the decision to oppose Megatron. That was the moment this war started.
Do we get a flashback to the start of the war? Nope.
This bird will fly, I promise. Let me go. I gotta talk to him. I need to.
Okay. Bumblebee back. Let's hear about the Alpha Triad protocols.
Please tell
It's funny to me that
Seen thousands of cycles of Autobot history and knowledge have been transmitted to you.
I don't want.
okay, that's kind of interesting. So, like the matrix of leadership is kind of the right to lead the Autobots or whatever. The Alphatron protocols are a more general, like here is all of Cybertronian culture. Hey, Alpha Trion. Oh god, he talks slower than everyone else.
Alpha Trion died long ago. The Alpha Trion protocols are a vast collection of information and strategies designed to protect the Autobots in times of great crisis. Alpha Trion wanted our vast history and collection passed down to someone who can be trusted to use that knowledge for the good of all. Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus felt that no single Cybertronian should possess both the Matrix.
Okay, here we go. Matrix of leadership and the Alpha Trion protocols. Two different parts of. It's kind of interesting. That's kind of a different way to look at like why Ultra Magnus doesn't have the Matrix of leadership. So in this continuity, maybe eventually it becomes like Bumblebee he inherited the Alpha Trion protocols from Ultra Magnus, and Hot Rod inherits the Matrix from Optimus.
Protocol embeds itself into the most trusted of our brothers. Ultra Magnus was just one of the worthy.
You definitely talk slow. I like this environment though, this like cyber world thing. All sorts of weird like hexagonal Oreos flying everywhere and grass and stuff. It's weird but alien and I dig it. Gonna just
I saw it. I met Alphatron.
there we go.
I envy your experience, Bumblebee. Alpha Trion is greatly missed.
He really isn't now.
Thank you.
Also, he knows. Or I know where to find the All-Star.
Hey, okay. Wrapping up episode 4. They're gonna find the Allspark. I mean the pacing, it feels slow because of the way people are talking, but you know, set up on episode 1, episode 2 kind of develop some plot points. Episode 3 gives kind of a dark hour for the Autobots and the Decepticons running their ambush stuff. Episode 4, they're setting up for the Autobot effort. Episode 5 is kind of gonna build up to the I guess crisis point, and then episode 6 is our conclusion. So pretty traditional pacing in that regard. And Jetfire's alive. I dig that. All right. Episode 4 is done. Next episode starting now. All right, episode 5. We're almost done. I guess we'll be done by like 9:30. For some reason, I thought this would take until like 10. Get just a little too high on the synthesizer for Soundwave.
The code was created to track from point to point by piggybacking on core processors, much of which were built by the
Aha, Shockwave, I don't think you're using inconceivable the way you think it means. Blah, blah, blah.
If it's from Alpha Trion, we have to stop it now.
I have a virus in my project vault. It can be programmed to eradicate the Autobot code.
Okay, if this is like, I guess that's what I was hoping a bit more of in this show is like episodes where they're scheming. Like I get that it's only 6 episodes, so they're kind of limited in what they can do, but I want just a little more like the Decepticons hatch a scheme and it gets resolved in one episode. I guess more episodic is what I'd hope for.
You're certain this virus will destroy the clandestine Autobot? Planet infrastructure will be greatly damaged. How do you suggest we deploy such a virus?
By utilizing the code's
Okay. So Ultra Magnus is not dead? We're gonna skip intro. Or maybe his body's okay, it's 250 in episode 5 now. Maybe just Ultra Magnus's body is just hanging up there.
Indeed. How did you find us?
No one else knows you're here.
You found us. Other Decepticons could be on the way.
Jetfire, why are you here? I told you.
I do like the security concerns about Jetfire finding them. That is very true.
You're the head of the Seekers. Why haven't you given our location to Megatron?
Are you setting us up? No. The truth, Jetfire. Why are you here?
I won't help Megatron wipe out an entire population. That's not what I signed up for.
Then what did you sign up for?
I'm not sure anymore. But whatever it was,
Crisis of Faith by Jetfire.
he's fallen into darkness.
It's not about Cybertron.
Or our freedom. It's about beating you at any cost. He murdered Ultra Magnus, prisoner of war, locked in stasis cuffs, and Megatron just shot him down.
So I guess I wish like because the show is setting up like all these changing factions, I wish they talked a bit more about the ideals of the Autobots and the Decepticons. Kind of what inspired different characters to join up so that we got just a little more drama out of now that they are choosing to switch sides. If that makes sense.
Exactly. Ask for this. If Ultra Magnus has chose you to bear this honor, then I know you are worthy. Yeah. Worthy. Anyway, back in the Golden Age, we had a whole system for following the All-Star. Right. And now you have that map stuck in that head of yours. We just gotta adjust it for the current state of the planet. Determine where the All-Star can't go.
So the Allspark, I guess, is not what it was previously, where it was some sort of like cube that now it's something that's mobile. Definitely and I know I've said it before, the delivery of the lines kind of sucks a little bit of energy out of the show. Hey, okay. I'm down for a trip to the Sea of Rust.
Wait until the Allspark reappears in a safer region.
Obtaining the All-Spark, launching the Ark, and activating the space bridge must all happen in unison for the plan to work.
That's precisely why I'm questioning your decision. Astrocyte
location of the Allspark.
Look around you. We're as low on faith as we are on Energon.
Need I point out, no Autobot has ever returned from the Sea of Rust. Well, no Autobot ever has. But Decepticons have.
Did you learn this from the Alpha?
Okay, interesting.
No.
Oh, is Dreadwing in the show?
Before that,
Dreadwing. Oh, we're probably not going to see him. He was just mentioned.
yeah, they mapped out the region.
Well, bring Jetfire to the bridge.
Okay, I get it. They're setting up for Jetfire to be useful in the plotline. I guess I'm curious. So the Decepticons are going to deliver a virus that will reformat the Autobots.
What's that mean, Doc? Means we're ready to power this thing up. Great job, Rich. You too. Impactor. I can't wait to tell Optimus.
Don't get your wheels before your chassis, kid. It still has to turn on.
Once the space bridge is activated, it's going to draw the attention of every seeker in the sector.
Can't be avoided. One fully functional space bridge coming up.
There's not a ton of time left in the show for them to spoil who that leader spoiler figure is, I guess. But this is kind of neat. So the Decepticons already have the Sea of Rust mapped out. The Autobots now have a map. So the episode, I guess, kind of can revolve around a race for the Allspark in the Sea of Rust. Mirage gonna hide the whole thing.
Mirage did it!
Huh. Ooh, Ultra Magnus all Frankenstein? I guess maybe that might be the spoiler, that he comes back or something.
Initiated counter protocol. Poetic. Ultra Magnus will now assist in the total destruction of the Autobots.
Okay, so they're gonna use Ultra Magnus's communication system to feed a virus to reformat the Autobots. I guess they don't need the Allspark now to do that, to or maybe they're not trying to reconfigure. Are they just trying to destroy them?
The Decepticons met the Sea of Rust long ago. I can help you.
How can we trust you?
I don't blame you for being
You talk so slow, Jetfire.
I can help.
Too much is at stake for us to trust a Decepticon.
You're out of options. Who else can navigate you through the sea? Who else can get you safely back? You were law enforcement in Praxis, right?
Yes. Until the war.
I know all about the core override utilized there.
Hey, Scorpack7. Overall, I think I'm enjoying it. I don't think it's my favorite piece of Transformers media. But let's check the timer. I'm 10 minutes, 30 seconds as of right now into episode 5. My complaints are minor, I think. I hope that the sequel series, Earthrise, they will move things along like 25% faster. People, I think, need to talk faster. When Alphatron was on screen and he was talking, it was agonizingly slow. Jetfire is slow here. I feel like from a voice acting perspective, it's tough to differentiate a lot of the robots. Like, I can tell who it is by watching their lips move. But everyone delivers their lines essentially the same way, except for Bumblebee, Alita 1, Shockwave, Soundwave, Starscream I like. and Megatron, but like everyone else kind of sounds a little samey. And then the color palette, like they said it's like a dark, mature show. I don't view this as that dark or mature. It seems like a pretty standard get the part to save the world MacGuffin adventure. They just made the visuals darker and But like, it's definitely not the worst. The animation's really good. Pretty good. It's cute that they took like all the molded details from the toys and put them in the character models. Okay. I dig that Sound Blaster and Soundwave are two different characters. I'm excited to see Sound Blaster. There's our two moons. Oh hey, RC's here. Is this the first time we've seen her? Have I just missed RC up until now? And Cog is alive. He looked so messed up, but they healed him up. Okay. I like, okay, so they've established that weaponizers turn into weapons. I like that they're like, halt for weapons check, and then they let Cog in. Like, they're not good at their jobs. Oh. Sea of Rust is rusty. I'd say the flight scenes are great. Like the aerial combat was the most visually interesting part of the show so far to me. Oh, nope. Sea of Rust is pretty. That I dig. That's some like Mad Max type shit. Yeah, Scorp, exactly. Like they're like weapons check, and then Cog right this way, you walking living pile of guns. But the Sea of Rust that was a pretty shot. Okay, so they're infecting all the Autobots. It won't do anything until they turn on the switch, I assume. Oh, no. Oh, okay. I misunderstood their plan. They're going after the Alphatron protocol. Hey, Cliff Jumper. I'd like to imagine Cliff Jumper was saying security systems fucked right before he got cut off. Ooh, is that a blue Ironhide? That's not Crosshairs, but that is the recolors. The recolors I like a lot. I wish the Netflix show toy line, the Netflix repaints were more recolors rather than just different ways of putting battle damage on characters. Oh shit. Hey, yes. We're in tornadoes. We're flying. Jetfire is doing his Jetfire thing. To me, this is the show at its best. they clearly wanted to spend a lot of time with Jetfire, which I like. Like Jock Cop said earlier, it's great that they focused on Jetfire as a character. Maybe it would have been better just to do a smaller scale show and just do Jetfire doing Jetfire-y stuff. Hauling people around. I've still never owned that Siege Optimus mold. I should pick it up at some point. I hope we get another weird recolor for him. I wonder if, like, Jetfire still has the insignia. It would be awesome if they did his toy gimmick where you can flip. Oh, I totally forgot about Impactor versus Mirage. They were the 2-pack, right? I guess it's kind of neat that Impactor went from Decepticon to Autobot-ish, and Mirage was an Autobot who disguised himself as a Decepticon. I guess this is like, do you think that fan vote where we voted for that 2-pack? I mean, I guess it was a 3-pack. What is that Sound Blaster voice? Hold on. Sound Blaster is a mercenary.
We have some Energon.
Sound Blaster's a little hard to hear. But I like Sound Blaster's voice better than Sound Wave's. And it's awesome that Sound Blaster is a mercenary. Why wasn't he a mercenary in the TCG or as a toy? Like, that's okay. So here's how mercenaries have been rolled out. First, we got Nightbird and the rest of the mercs in the TCG. Then we got Exhaust and Earthrise. I have that toy. And now we have Sound Blaster. Like, why couldn't it have been the same character throughout all three? If Sound Blaster is supposed to be the merc, make him the merc in Siege, the toy line. Make Sound Blaster merc card in. It makes sense. He works with black weapons. Like, that's a very mercenary compatibility. Whatever. Okay, Scorp. Impactor versus Mirage. I mean, it was a nice, like, little bit of characterization between the two, but I would have appreciated more. I think that's kind of my issue with the show. With 6 episodes, with the pacing isn't fast enough. That it, like, I feel like if they sped everything up about the show a little bit, we could have gotten a little more character interaction, which is what I like about Transformers, is those character interactions. But it was cool to see, like, Impactor and Mirage come to defend Impactor. Sound Blaster broken as a merc in TCG. Would it have been broken? It would have been very strong. I might play around with that. Like, what if Sound Blaster is just treated as a mercenary? I guess in that case, you run him with Horrible, and now you get access to Opportune Defense. But you're not really playing it in a blue-black deck anyway. What do you get to do with him as a mercenary? I guess you get to fish. The great thing about Sound Blaster would have been that you'd get to fish for 2 weapons if he's a mercenary, because you'd get to use what is it, shoulder holster, or that other, I forget the battle card. The battle card that gives you an extra weapon slot, and then if you're a merc, lets you fish a weapon from scrap. So you'd get to play that, fish a weapon from scrap. Dual wield. It's an action. You play dual wield as your action, fish a weapon from scrap, attack, fish a second weapon from scrap, right? That would have been very strong. But Soundwave wasn't a top tier. Oh, Cog, yeah, there we go. Cog got past security. That's hilarious. Oh, it's cute that Sound Blaster has his own little minions too. They need to turn Sound Blaster's modulator off. Like, not off, but down. Huh. We're setting up for our, like, darkest hour. Oh, the episode's almost over.
Optimus, the Allspark.
3 minutes, 15 seconds left.
The window to grab it won't last much longer. Proceed with caution, Autobots. Something about this place does not seem right. What's bugging you?
I'm really hoping... I guess my big hope is that we get Guardians in episode 6.
Sends a warning.
Oh. Zombies? Is this like Dark Energon? Oh, jeez. I am, Wait, is that how... Okay. Going to episode 6 now. I guess I forgot that there was so little time left. I'm... Like, that's not the cliffhanger I want to end the episode on. I thought episode 5 should end with, like, Autobots versus Decepticons, and then that leads us into episode 6.
You make a deal.
Hey! I bet you that Earthrise RC will actually be able to hold Cog on her back like that because that's the port that her, like, alt mode rests on her back. I don't think I'm going to pick up Earthrise RC. But I'll pick up one of the repaints at some point. Probably not RC. I don't like, or probably not Elita one. I don't like that one either. All right. Skipping intro. 3, 2, 1, now. So this is, I think this is the last episode of Siege. Oh. I'll admit I didn't realize that was Moonracer in the first place. I thought that was Chromia. That's kind of a cool visual. Sparkless. That's what they're called, the Sparkless. I wouldn't have known that except for the subtitles, I think. Okay. So Autobots have the Allspark now. Decepticons are still running their plan for the virus. The Allspark doesn't it look like a lot like Vector Sigma, like the key to Vector Sigma?
Nothing from command. It's like
Everyone, I don't know why. It's just a style choice probably, but it's funny to me that everyone uses their guns like one-handed. Like no one's using a gun two-handed.
We're not sure. The cloaking shields are down? What happened to the Ark? Decepticons transmitted a virus. Wiped out our systems and defenses. Did you get the Energon?
I've got it.
Then there's still
Okay. So Autobots are gonna, I mean I guess that's how the episode's gonna end. Very close to how it looked in Cyberverse. Oh, okay. Which I've been enjoying Cyberverse. I just caught up on the episodes that are on YouTube. And Cyberverse is a lot of fun. I'll say that I think I like Cyberverse more than I'm enjoying Siege. Still like Siege though. I guess the way the show was being built, I was expecting a bigger battle at some point, and it looks like it's happening now. But I kind of wish it started in, like, for pacing purposes, I wish the battle between the Decepticons and Autobots started in episode 5 and then concludes in 6.
Can the Ark launch?
We haven't really seen Ironhide.
We're almost ready.
We will rendezvous at the space bridge. Prowl and Jetfire are en route to assist you.
Understood. Alita out.
I'm on it, Prime. We're on it. Autobots, roll out.
Okay, Bumblebee's back.
Are we under attack? We can't let them hurt the ship.
Better at fixing them, not blasting them. Protocols. Everything. Gone. I'm sorry.
So what was the...
Virus that destroyed our computers. It was made to destroy Alpha.
So what was the point, like, from a story perspective, what was the point of the protocols? The protocols, all they did was let the Autobots get through the Sea of Rust? And then they're gone? I'll admit, I was kind of looking forward to seeing how it got tied up in the future. How it got used in the future. It's an interesting bit of lore, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Again, another night battle. Earthrise, I'm hoping takes place in the sun. Maybe that's like a visual difference they're intending to do in the series. Fucking Jetfire kicks so much ass in this show. Oh, okay, I'm curious about this. Jetfire versus Starscream. Let's go. Yeah, in my mind, the rivalries are, right, Megatron Optimus, Jetfire Starscream. Soundwave and Shockwave haven't really interacted with any Autobots yet. And I mean, it's episode 6, so it's too late for me to care about like a mano there. I'm impressed that Starscream's holding his own because Jetfire's like 3 times his size. That's funny. I get that it's like saving budget, but it's super annoying to me when they jump off screen, you hear the transformation noise, and then the camera pans up and you see them. Barricade's just cute. He's half the height of all the other Decepticons.
He knows. He's going after Optimus. Wheeljack, get those engines online. You got it. Optimus, Megatron coming for you.
Copy that. Optimus to Mirage. We are close. You have more seekers incoming.
Copy that, Prime. We'll hold the bridge no matter what. We must hurry. Where's Optimus?
On his way to the space bridge.
We have to help him.
Hey, there's Ironhide.
None of this matters.
No, we have to protect the ship. Come on.
So I don't know. I think I've talked about this before. Alita 1, I really wish that we got her Power of the Primes mold in the show. Jet Alita 1 with her like big stomping boots and her big like forearms because she has to combine, like just looks like such an ass-kicking Amazoness. This Alita one's fine, but okay, here it is. Prime versus Megatron.
Has already been destroyed by your war. My war has turned servants without hope into warriors with a cause. My war has led us from the pits
So many reflectors.
where our oppressors. You could have been Cybertron's greatest leader, but your thirst for power and need for revenge has blinded you. So it is you, your matrix of
Oh.
that shall rule leadership and the matrix.
So this is okay, so now we're getting into talking about the Matrix of Leadership. That's something that, like, since Transformers Prime, like, I'm on Megatron's side. You don't, like, getting a MacGuffin that says that you are the leader of everyone is not a democracy. Megatron doesn't want a democracy either because he's an asshole, but, like, it's interesting to me, especially in Prime when Optimus Prime was, like, one of the 13. Like, Megatron's just some guy from the mines, and Optimus Prime is essentially Robot Jesus. And, like, the underdog, if you really think about it, is Megatron in that matchup. I think someone on the writing staff had a hard-on for Jetfire, because he shows up a ton. I mean, maybe it's just because they work so hard on his model. It does look really good. I'm not complaining, though. I'm digging Jetfire in this. Wheeljack is another voice actor that I appreciate their delivery on. She gets to, right, because she's going to captain the ship. I dig that she's captaining the ship. Oh, shit. Yeah. How big is Astro Train? I love, oh, that's awesome. I love the Ark's defenses. That's super sweet. It's just so dark. Yeah, now we got some real ass kicking.
We're approaching the space bridge. However, it hasn't been activated.
They're gonna need our help. Ironhide, Cog, RC with me. Wheeljack, keep the Ark out of sight until the space bridge opens.
I dig it.
Activate the space bridge.
Oh, dude, Ratchet, why were you not, like, standing at the button? Oh, why the fuck's the button over there? No one wired it to, like, to put the space bridge on button somewhere nearby? Oh, shit. Impactor. So I haven't paid attention. I gotta go look. Does Netflix Impactor, he's got his Siege head, but the Decepticon symbol? I'm assuming. This went by faster than I was expecting. We're just at the 2-hour mark, and this is episode 6, unless I really can't count. We are 15 minutes in episode 6. So, okay, so far we've lost Moonracer, we've lost Impactor, we've lost Skywarp. Oh, someone else got like something through his chest. Which Impact? The Netflix, the Netflix Impactor. So not the 2-pack. The 2-pack I have. I got the original Siege one, but the Netflix Impactor. I'm wondering, like, since we already got 2 Impactors, what makes the Netflix Impactor different? Okay. Oh my god, does Bumblebee... Is he going to rip out his voice box? Nope. Alley-oop. Okay. I get... like, it's... Oh, okay. Okay. I was hoping he'd show up. That is not the voice I was expecting from a Mega Supreme. Very anime, doing that like beam of light across and then a delayed explosion.
Mega Supreme, so the Guardians have chosen a side in this conflict. My actions are my own making.
Supreme sounds muffled, like he's talking and then his helmet can't let you hear what he's saying. That was cool. I like the with the claw coming towards the camera. Like that's pretty cool. So like the series has its moments. Oh shit. We're losing some main boys.
Everyone inside. I'm covered.
I'm not leaving.
What do you mean?
Someone has to stay and protect what's left of Cybertron.
Okay, so Alita 1's gonna set up her like team.
Life I imagined for us either. But it's one worth fighting.
I kind of like this. So like the episode leads into how Alita 1 fights in the resistance on Cybertron while the Autobots and Decepticons fight on Earth. I wonder if that means that they're going to show like Shockwave stays behind on Cybertron. It's funny to me that Omega Supreme is like smacking stuff out of the sky instead of like just blowing everything away with his gun. If he's on their side now, I almost feel like Omega Supreme doesn't need to run away. And they're in the space bridge. Huh. So that's, I guess I'll wait see if there's any sort of end credits. That was faster than I was expecting. That was only 2 hours, like 13 minutes. Look, with sunlight out on Cybertron, it's in ruins, but it's still pretty. Oh, hey, Red Alert's still alive. Okay, so Alita 1, Chromia, Red Alert. I dig it. Like, they'll form their own little resistance cell. Oh, they think that they're dead. They think... I guess... Oh, and Jetfire's here. Yeah, someone on the design team really liked Jetfire. Because I'd call him more of a protagonist in this than Optimus Prime. But now I'm curious because, like, the next series is going to be... That was it. It looks like the next series is going to be Earthrise. Let me turn to face. Ugh. If the next series is Earthrise, then, like, how does the story of this resistance cell get continued? All right. Oh, wait. Still more going on. That was unknown vessel approaching Cybertron. Okay, Transformers will return for chapters 2 and 3. So there is going to be a chapter 2 and 3. Overall, I think it was pretty good. I was thinking whether or not I want to do like a separate like thoughts on the series video, but I think everyone's giving their hot takes. I don't feel the need to expand on. Like, it was fine. It was fun, but ultimately not super impactful. All right, everyone. Thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later. See ya.